guys, we're rolling.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Sorry. Hi, I'm Peter,
I'm Cameron.
and we're here to tell you about our book.
The Tower of Pooh.
Wait, what did you say?
The Tower of Pooh.
No, the Tao of Pooh.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure it's right on the cover. Did you even read it?
We were supposed to read it.
Okay, why don't you just give us a few minutes and
Let's take
we'll brush
5.
up on it. Start page 1.
This is a pretty lengthy book we got here. You know what? Why don't we just tell them about it instead?
It's a good idea.
Alright, so this book is all about Taoism. Taoism is the way of life without overthinking things and just being. Taoism is also called the path to happiness.
Taoism offers 3 secrets to happiness. The first is compassion, the second is humility, and the third is moderation. The book uses some of the stories of Winnie the Pooh to describe the principles of Taoism. Here are a few of those stories.
The first story I would like to explain is when Christopher Robin was rushing out of his house. He wanted to leave a note on his door just in case somebody stopped by. The note said, "Gone out, back soon, busy back soon."
What he actually meant to say was, "Gone out, back soon, busy, back soon." This is an example of how, when you're rushing, you can make mistakes that you usually wouldn't make. The lesson to be learned here is that you need to take your time and everything will go right.
In our curriculum, this relates to Athens and Sparta. Athens would always take their time to build structures and statues for the citizens to just slow down, look at, and appreciate. Sparta, on the other hand, who was their enemy, would always try and spend their time to be one step ahead of Athens in their war tactics. Our next story is about a beetle that has gone missing. If you have any information that you can contribute to our search, please contact us.
Everyone was looking all over for the beetle. They decided to dig a big hole so that maybe the beetle would fall in and then they would find him there. This backfired though, as Piglet fell into the hole and then Pooh fell on top of him. Piglet then pointed out that the beetle had been on Pooh's back the entire time.
The lesson you can take away from the story is that you should not try hard at every little thing you do. In the end, everything will always work out.
This story relates to the life of Magellan. Instead of following everyone else to the New World, he made his own path and became the first man to circumnavigate the world.
Like a boss.
When Piglet and Pooh found out that it was Eeyore's birthday, they decided to give him presents.
Pooh was trying to figure out what to give Eeyore. He looked around his house and he found a jar of honey to give to Eeyore. So he was on his way to Eeyore's and he got hungry because he never ate breakfast. So he ended up eating all the honey in the jar, and by the time he got to Eeyore's, all he had to give him was an empty jar. Piglet was also trying to find out something to give to Eeyore. So he found a balloon and he was on his way, but he was trying to rush to Eeyore's so he can get there before Pooh. And because he was rushing, on his way, the balloon popped. The balloon popped. The balloon popped.
Everything worked out in the end though, because as Eeyore saw it, now he had a great new pot to put his pop balloon in.
This relates to our curriculum because when the Incas came to the New World, they settled in the Andes Mountains. When they settled in the Andes Mountains, they realized they didn't have the best conditions for farming. And so they had to come up with a new idea called step farming. And step farming was when it rained, the water would flow from the top of the mountains to the bottom of the mountains. And this would water all of their crops.
Pretty impressive, huh? The author uses the characters in the book to represent the principles of Taoism. To further explain this, we are going to use our classmates to compare to the characters.
We feel Terence resembles the owl the best. The owl is very wise, just like our fellow classmate Terence. Next, we feel the rabbit is best explained by Olivia Skirka. Olivia is intelligent and clever, but always thinks, and sometimes she misses Mr. Tapia's corny jokes. We feel Eeyore is best represented by Jermaine. Jermaine is a smart guy, but sometimes people don't realize it because he always keeps to himself.
LOL, JK. Tigger can be represented by Tom. A lot of times, Tom doesn't really know when to stop, just like Tigger, especially when it comes to the Rangers, and rubbing it in your face about how the Rangers eliminated the Penguins, and now your season is over, and you cry yourself to sleep.
We're on air. Just take it down a notch.
Sorry, thanks, Cam. Okay. Piglet can be represented by Johanna. Johanna is very shy at times and doesn't contribute to class discussions. She may have great thoughts, but sometimes she doesn't say things, which can lead to people not knowing what she's thinking. Finally, Pooh is represented by Cameron Gargiulo. Most of the time, he does not think things through and says whatever pops into his mind. Usually it works out in the end, just as it does for Pooh. Oh, I almost forgot. Christopher Robin is most like our very own Mr. Tapia. He is knowledgeable, a leader, and not to mention his great hair.
You would think our main man Dan would need some rest over the weekend, but he just thinks even harder about our lessons for the next week, as you could see him thinking in the picture. If you only take one thing away from this video,
try to walk along with these characters on your path to happiness.